Everything explained in this video is summarized from the CoinMarketCap, and also please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for future XRP news and some other cryptocurrency news in general. Now take a look at this. Fox reporter reveals why it's taking longer for US SEC to drop Ripple case on XRP sales. XRP sales are why the United States Securities and Exchange Commission is taking longer to withdraw the action against Ripple, according to a journalist from Fox Business named Tarrant. Coinbase was the target of a lawsuit recently withdrawn by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, confirming the shift that was predicted in the SEC's approach to enforcing cryptocurrency regulations under the leadership of Interim Chair Mark Uyeda. Because the investigation into Ripple has been going on since December 2020, the agency has not yet concluded the matter. As stated by Eleanor Tarrant, a reporter for Fox Business, the delay can be attributed to the procedural intricacy of the case. After the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, withdrew its lawsuit against Coinbase, Tarrant, who has been maintaining a careful watch on regulatory moves in the cryptocurrency field, responded to several requests regarding the Ripple issue. Ripple case is more complicated in terms of procedure. Using a commentary from Sherry, a community pundit, she said that the legal battle that Ripple is currently engaged in is distinct, since Judge Annalisa Torres has already issued a verdict that mandates Ripple to pay a penalty of $125 million. This noteworthy court decision adds a layer of legal formalities that must be completed before any settlement can be achieved. To guarantee that Ripple complies with the provisions of the punishment, Judge Torres will continue to have jurisdiction over the case for 1 year, until August 7, 2025. If the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, decides to withdraw its appeal in the Second Circuit, it will still be necessary for the agency to establish the right path for the district court to take about the penalty. To provide some perspective, this process may involve negotiating a reduction in the punishment or trying to have the fine dismissed, both of which require the consent of Judge Torres. According to Tarrant, it is more complicated in terms of its procedures than Coinbase. Sherry had mentioned that the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, cannot just drop the case without first addressing the penalty that is already in place. On the other hand, Coinbase's situation was different because there had been no final court ruling made, which made it easier for the Securities and Exchange Commission to withdraw the case. Would you be open to a speedy settlement? A cryptocurrency trader named Jesse responded to Tarrant by suggesting that the dispute may be resolved by a settlement between the SEC and Ripple. He made the argument that the present administration ought to take action on the Ripple issue as well if it truly desired to put an end to the aggressive position that the SEC has taken toward cryptocurrency. Tarrant noted that although a settlement was at least theoretically feasible, the current order from the district court made the procedure far more onerous in comparison to the case that Coinbase was involved in. Because of the participation of a final judgment, there are extra legal obstacles that need to be overcome before they may succeed in resolving. An attorney who advocates for cryptocurrency, Jeremy Hogan, who is widely recognized as an authority on the law, provided a metaphor to illustrate the dilemma. He made the comparison between the lawsuit filed by Coinbase and a short-term relationship that ended abruptly, while the case brought by Ripple was more comparable to a long-term relationship with deeper responsibilities, such as having a child. After that, a fan inquired of Hogan how much longer the litigation could possibly take. It was projected by Hogan that it may be completed between April and May. However, he acknowledged that unforeseen circumstances could potentially affect the time frame. The new administration of the Securities and Exchange Commission has either withdrawn or suspended other proceedings to be more equitable to the cryptocurrency business. This is something that should be mentioned. The SEC decided to put its case against Binance on hold a week ago. The agency also withdrew an appeal that was still pending against a verdict that prevented it from exercising control over DeFi protocols. In response to the unexpected decision made by the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, to withdraw the Coinbase lawsuit, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has stated that the agency is now quickly moving on from the rules that were implemented by the previous administration. Suffice it to say, as I know there are lots of impatient people, including me, this SEC has demonstrated a clear interest in moving on quickly. from the failed regulation by enforcement policies of the last administration, he remarked in response. According to a report by You Today, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong made the announcement that the agency would withdraw the lawsuit against the most prominent exchange in the United States. The trading platform will not be required to pay even a symbolic fine or make any concessions, which is an important point to note. Attorney Jeremy Hogan has also mentioned that the case was really dismissed with prejudice, which means that it can be resubmitted at a later time that is more convenient for someone. I guess this SEC is not waiting for Atkins to be confirmed before making big crypto moves, he explained to reporters. Many people in the business were taken aback by the decision, despite the fact that it was anticipated that the new leadership of the Securities and Exchange Commission would take a significantly more lenient posture against cryptocurrency. Is Ripple the next cryptocurrency to be released? According to a report by You Today, John Reed Stark, a former official of the Securities and Exchange Commission, has also predicted that the appeal against Ripple will be overturned in the near future. There is a consensus among Hogan regarding this forecast. The legal analyst is of the opinion that the case that has received a lot of attention will be dismissed soon. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, may have not yet dropped the Ripple lawsuit because it is giving higher priority to cases that have deadlines that are approaching quickly. The opening brief for the SEC was submitted a month ago. Additionally, Ripple has requested that the court submit its cross-appeal brief by the 16th of April. Since December of 2020, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, of the United States has been engaged in a full-scale conflict with Ripple, charging that the business has been marketing XRP as an unregistered security. On the other hand, Grayscale's Ethereum Exchange-Traded Fund, ETF, filings for XRP were eventually accepted by the SEC on February 14th. This has caused quite a stir among both authorities and investors, as seen by the fact that the price of XRP continued to rise shortly after the news was released. A more recent alternative cryptocurrency has also generated a lot of excitement in the GameFi and DeFi communities. It is anticipated that Yeti.io will soon become the dominant player in the market since it combines meme culture with play-to-earn utility. At the same time that the final countdown for Stage 2 of the presale is drawing near, the team has announced that there will be a limited-time incentive of 25% on all purchases. Before the next price hike, investors have the option to maximize their returns by taking advantage of this unique offer, which is available until midnight on Sunday. The SEC most recent action. XRP soars. Amid the approval of the ETF,